Taupe. Today I'm here to share with you products that I have hit pan on. I got this idea from Kelly Gooch. I think that's how you say her last name. I have been subscribed to her for a few months now, and once in a while I'll find an interesting video that I see that she posts and that is kind of like something different. I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that, and that'd actually be kind of a fun video. And being honest with you, when I was going through my collection, I thought I had a lot more products that I hit pan on than I have. Like, I only have 6 products to share with you, and I thought I've hit pan on more. So I think a lot of products are very close. Like, if you look in some of my eyeshadow palettes, I found like my Too Faced ones, they're very dipped down, and you can tell that they're getting close, but they're not yet hit pan on. So I'm not going to share them with you. So I'm going to actually share just the ones that I've hit pan on, and yeah, so let's just hop right in and get started. I have 2 eyeshadow palettes, and I think I'll save those for last. Those palettes, what I've noticed is those types of palettes have the very powdery, maybe I'll just share them with you now. They're the Lorac Pro and the Modern Renaissance from Anastasia. These are like the shades that are very silky, not necessarily really powdery, but almost. Like, they're very pigmented, very silky. I have swatches on my hand already. But like, they're very easy. I could just sit and dig my brush in, and in 20 seconds if I kept digging, it would be gone, you know? Whereas if I took like a Too Faced shadow and I sat there with my brush for 20 minutes, I feel like it wouldn't be gone. You know what I mean? They're just very loosely packed in there, and so they're very easy to, I feel like, hit pan on. I've hit pan on 3 shades. Hit pan on Cream, Taupe, and I think Nude. You can tell those 2 are my favorites, which actually I'm kind of surprised because when I first got this palette, I used Mauve so much. So I'm really surprised that I have not hit pan on this one yet. And I think it's because I feel like Taupe is a lot, like Mauve is packed in a little bit more. I don't know why. But this is one of my all-time favorite palettes. I love this palette. I don't know if it would be the best for beginners because I feel like they're so pigmented that they could be maybe a little hard to blend at first. Whereas like the Too Faced ones, I feel like work a little bit better for that. But I still absolutely enjoy this palette, and I would definitely recommend if you are eyeing it up. The Pro 2 just doesn't really interest me for some reason, but I say but a lot. I do really enjoy this one a lot. And the same goes for the Modern Renaissance. I do not enjoy these shadows as much as my Lorac one. I don't know, it may sound crazy, but I feel like I go for warm tones, but I don't go for like pinky red warm tones. So that's why I don't own like the Too Faced or the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette or the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, because I wouldn't use those. I don't like those deep red, pink undertones, and I'm saying that today, and I'm wearing bright pink eyeshadow. But you know what I'm saying? I've hit pan on 3 shades. I actually just hit pan on this one today. Golden Ochre, Boyan Fresco, and Warm Taupe. So I've hit pan on these 3 shades. They're all matte. There's only 2 shimmer shades in the palette. I don't even use these ever because they're not really true shimmers to me. They're like not even shimmery at all. Like, do you see a sheen there? I don't see no sheen. Throwing shade. I think Raw Sienna's really close. You can kind of see. These are, like I said, very like, you press once and you get intense pigment. They're very powdery and loosely packed. I don't love this palette as much. I used this and the Jaclyn Hill palette on my eyes today. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. You know, I like my Too Faced ones the best, which is kind of not my, I don't really like that I'm saying that because Too Faced has kind of been a shady brand lately. Not gonna get into it, but you know, just telling you what I like, I guess. Okay, I have 2 like setting powders. I have the Rimmel Stay Matte Press Powder. I've been through a few of these. Most people, probably if an old school YouTuber, like a beauty guru who's been around for a few years, sat down and did one of these videos, I guarantee she probably would have the good old Rimmel Stay Matte in her collection, and it probably has some pan on it because this is just a classic powder. I love this powder if you want just a matte setting powder. Sometimes I feel like, ooh, this foundation might make me a little too oily and I want a little mattifying. Throw a quick powder in my T-zone, that's it. I have dry skin, so I don't necessarily need a matte powder very often, but if I do, this is one I go for. If you have very oily skin, I don't think you would like this just because it only keeps you matte for a few hours. But if you have dry skin or like normal skin and you feel like sometimes you'll get a little bit oily in your T-zone, this will help a lot. And I have the shade Transparent. A lot of people get, like, YouTubers buy their shades, but I've always bought Transparent. I actually bought this a long time ago. I've had this for quite a while, and I probably should get rid of it soon and just buy a new one. But I really do like this one. Having it on hand for sure is something that I probably will always have. This is the e.l.f. finishing powder. I talked about this for a while, a few months back, and I haven't talked about it recently. This is in the shade Fair to Light. I've hit pan, like in the center obviously, I've hit pan for a while now. I have not used this powder. Actually, I have used it a little bit more recently. This is just very nice. There's not much coverage to it, but a little bit. A little more, I feel like, than the Stay Matte. But I just like this for setting under my eyes. It's just a nice powder that I can just take. Used to brighten under the eyes, and yeah, there you go. It's one of my favorites for just setting under the eyes. I do have my Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin that I love, but this one I like better for under my eyes because the Maybelline one has a little more coverage, and I don't need a dark. It's a little too dark for me too, so like a dark covering powder under my eyes, I feel like, I don't know. I just like this one better. But yeah, so I like this one for just setting. It's not really going to mattify, but it's just a very nice setting powder that's inexpensive from the drugstore, and actually has been one of my favorites for a few months now. And I did a pan on that a few months ago. You guys knew this was coming, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I actually dropped this thing, and now my clasp doesn't even work. I've hit pan on this a long time ago, and honestly, this is one of those powders that you like don't think you could use up very fast, but I went through this so fast. I love this product. I have the shade Light Bronzer, and I think I want to get, when I repurchase this, the medium one. I probably will use this a little bit longer, but maybe repurchase like in the summer. It's expensive for the drugstore. I feel like it's almost like $15, which is crazy to me, and so I feel like that's why I don't want to repurchase it yet, because like I don't want to spend the $15 when I already have it. But this is, like, you can see like getting kind of hard pan here, and I don't know how I feel about that. It is a very nice bronzer. It is very light for my skin tone, so I feel like, whoa, the actual pan's moving. I feel like I can only get so much to show up on my skin, so you're like, how does that even like work? But in the winter time, when I'm so fair that it just looks like a nice, when I go to school, I don't want to wear like bronzer, like it's like I have brown on my face, you know? I just want like a light bronze, maybe a little bit of a shadow, and this is what it gives for me. And I'm usually like foundation ivory-ish, ivory, classic ivory, kind of that tone in the winter. In the summer I might be a little bit more towards beige, but yeah, so I really do enjoy the butter bronzer. You guys know I've talked about this many times. It's not a shock that I've hit pan, but also I've hit pan on this a long time ago, and I still continue to use it. And I think that the thing with this is it's not like I started to say, and I never finished what I was saying, the powder is not like a powder that you would expect to hit pan on, you know? Like it's like one of those, it's not very like the Lorac powders or something like you feel like could brush away really easily. Like it feels like it's like a solid powder that's like even hard to swatch sometimes. So I feel like it's pretty impressive when you can hit pan on those, and I really do enjoy the butter bronzer. One of my favorites. I don't own many bronzers because I just love the butter bronzer so much. The last one, I've talked about this a lot too, is the Smashbox Spotlight Palette in Pearl. I hit pan on the first shade. I love the first shade. I use it all of the time. It's a nice, just brightening highlighter, but not too intense of a highlighter that like you feel like you can see yourself from space. It's more of a natural one, which I really enjoy, and that's why I like it. I don't use the middle shade as much, although the middle shade is dented in. I do use this one. I'll mix it a lot of times. In the winter or in the summer, I'll use the middle shade more because I'm a little tanner, but in the winter, I just like to stick to this one. And lately, I have been mixing it. This, I like never touch. This is the really shimmery part of it to like really amp it up. Should I apply some right now? Might as well. These are kind of powdery though. Just a little bit. You know, not too bad. Just a little powder. This one has like flecks of glitter in it. I think this one was used more to just amp it up a little bit. I don't know how much of amping it actually does. Maybe a little bit. But I usually stick to the first two shades. I think I really enjoy this just because it's not supposed to enhance texture. If you didn't know, this was a collab with the YouTuber Casey Holmes, which I really love. I love that. I love Casey. She's just a very down-to-earth person. And I love supporting other YouTubers, and this is one that I'm very impressed with. And I hear she's coming out with another collab soon, so I'm excited. But I really do enjoy this highlighter. I don't know if they still sell it. I think they do. I've been finding it at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but I'm wondering if it's like it's not the same packaging. So I'm wondering if it's kind of like, is it a real or is it like a fake one? I don't know. Let me know if you've tried it, whatever. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of hard because I was going through my collection. I'm like, well, I can't mention foundations or concealers or lip products or mascaras or anything. So it's kind of hard. Just my powders. If you're wondering what's on my lips, I have the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Rebel Rose, and then also the e.l.f. lip tint or tinted gloss in Nude Kiss. And these pair really well together. And so yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you become part of the Simply Hope family. And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.